Oh my God. I just finished reacting to the Broadway Hazbin Hotel performance. It was so good. It was so good. And, you all told me that there weren't any spoilers, but I just heard Gravity for the first time. So, we were going to wait to react to it until I get to the episode of it, and I've got an idea. So I can't not talk about Jessica Vosk's performance. It was so good. That song has it was like a high F in it, I think. She killed it. And I have to talk about the performance. Now, I'm watching the show with my community over on Patreon. I'm only to episode 2. So if you want to come join the adventure, come on over. I did put up the full Broadway show. Now, I watched Hell of a Boss season 1 and 2 already. That's all up over here. This is my Hell of a Boss collection over on Patreon. I'll put the link down in the description. I watch all of Hell of a Boss, and now I've started Hazbin Hotel, and I'm breaking out some of the songs for YouTube. I'm breaking out a lot of the songs for Patreon, and I put up the Hazbin Hotel on Broadway. Normally, I put up long-form content at my higher tier, but because I wanted to have it for you guys who maybe aren't a part of my community to check it out, I put it at the lower tier so that you could see it if you want. I do have some other stuff at that lower tier as well that's Vivian Madrano themed, but a lot of the stuff I'm doing now is at the higher tier because that's where I watch all of my long form shows and things like that. And so I do all of that stuff because as music reactors, the artists, they put a little copyright claim on the videos, so that makes all of the ad revenue that's generated from our reactions go back to the artists and labels and stuff. So my reactions make money for Vivian Madrano and her team. Isn't that cool? I love that. I'm an artist. I love making money for artists. The only thing that means, though, is your support on Patreon is what keeps me going. And I'm so grateful to have people coming over all the time to help out and support me. And you guys are really keeping me going. So thank you so much. And I love the community. This is such an amazing community. So supportive, such high vibrating people. So thank you. It's been so fun getting to know you. All right. So, last thing to tell you about. Who am I? I'm a vocal coach. I've been teaching voice for 25 years. This is my website. I have an amazing team of teachers that teach with me here in the Manhattan, Tri-State, Philadelphia area. There they are. They care about voice as deeply as I do. And a lot of musical theater teachers too, by the way, if you're a musical theater person, which I know a lot of us who like Hazbin and Hell of a Boss, we're like theater nerds. Like, that's me. So they're all that too. So if you need a vocal coach, hit us up. Links down in the description. We also have students online all over the world now with the YouTube channel. So last thing to show you, we have gift certificates for if you need some holiday presents for those singers in your life. That's all on the website right there, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do in this reaction is I'm going to check out Gravity, and I can't talk about it from a show standpoint because I'm only up to episode 2. And even though I have reacted to some songs already that maybe I shouldn't have back before, and I put them up on YouTube, I had no idea what was going on in that part of the show. So now I'm going through the show again, and I'm going to react to the songs anew as they come up. So, but I have to do this one now because I just heard it, and it blew my mind. So we're going to go through it and break down some of the amazing vocals that she did. And you also have to let me know down in the comments what other stuff we need to check out that I need to put up and do breakouts to. So here we go. This is Jessica Vosk singing Gravity from Hazbin Hotel live on Broadway.
Such a fan of this next song by our incredible Sam Haft and Andrew Undenberg. Give it up one more time for Kamiko. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And now, please welcome to the stage, singing Gravity.
She was so good hosting this. Oh my God. She is like such a natural host. It was so good.
Jessica!
Ah! This is the community.
Who you're dealing with, think I'll let it go. Forget and forgive. The rage in me is terminal.
With that intensity.
There's no remedy but to burn them all. I still get a job to do, my mission's incomplete.
I love that rhythm there.
Only a traitor could consider making peace. The princess has to pay for what she did that day, for what she took away. Storms coming.
That change is great, that chord there.
Yeah. Down like gravity, like gravity. Eye for an eye, says you won't be a death.
Wow. All right, let's stop for a second. Oh my God. So the audio's not as great here on the Prime website, which is kind of weird. It sounded better when I watched it in full. That was weird. Anyway, doesn't matter. We can break down the singing. So let's go back and just talk about a little bit of what we heard so far and see what we can learn. You know, my channel is about celebrating music that you all love, celebrating singers you love, and breaking down what makes them so awesome and what makes, there's a lot to talk about with her. So we're going to step into my vocal lab now. Okay. So in this vocal lab, the way that I have this set up is I made this little diagram thing here. Wait, how am I pointing? There we go. And I set up this diagram to explain vocal things. All of these are little points that I talk about all the time in my voice lessons with people, and it helps them break down what they're hearing. Singing is kind of abstract. Not kind of. It's super abstract. So you hear things, you like them, but you're like, I don't know why I like that. I don't know what was going on. What made that good? That's my job, okay? So we're going to talk about all of that with her right now. Let's go. Okay. First of all, this is like straight up a live vocal, okay? There's not Broadway singers, Broadway performer types. They're all about the live. You've got to be able to do it live, Does no one know who you're dealing with? Think I'll let it go, forget and forgive. Okay, what's making up her way of singing right here? How is she doing this? What are the characteristics of it? Okay, if you look over here, she's more in her wind element in the way she's singing here. Da 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 da. Wind. Wind can be in theater, breathy like that, kind of in that way that a contemporary commercial music singer would do it, or it can be focused like the way an opera singer would do it. Ooh, so wind, not focused. Ooh, focused, right? Still wind dominant, but just the way she's singing here is more in the first one. That's more like the poppy use of wind, where you actually hear the airflowiness. Okay, listen. Hear that? Think I'll let it go, forget and forgive. Okay, what are some other characteristics of her singing in addition to that, at least right here? She's quiet. She's got that windy tone. She has a little bit of grit on her voice, which is da-da-da. It's like a little squeeziness we put on our voice. We cinch the pharynx. The pharynx is the space above your larynx in the back of your throat. You cinch it a little. Da-da-da. It gives a little squeeze to the voice. At a low level, it just makes it sound squeezy. As you start cranking it up, we start getting those creaky door sounds in the tone as well. She's not quite gritty to that level, but she's got a little squeeze on the voice just to make it angsty. But there's something else she's doing which is making it angsty too. And this is something really hard to teach. I talk about this a lot with my students. What do you do in those times where you want to have intensity in your singing, but you're being quiet? How do you do that? A lot of times when singers sing softer, they just get less exciting. But sometimes in music, we want to have that da-da-da, da-da-da, that intensity in the way that we're doing quiet singing, And that's what she's doing here. It's like super intense, but it's not loud. You do that through the way that you change between syllables. You make it kind of snappy, and you pop your mouth open, and you accentuate a little bit the "I never know." You kind of accent a little bit within that lighter airflowy tone. Listen for how she makes it so dynamic and exciting within the quiet, yet still being quiet relatively. Right there, dealing. Think I'll let it go, forget it. Go. She put a little shadow vowel on go to go. Forgive. Listen for that. It's so good. Does no one know who you're dealing with? Think I'll let it go, forget. Yeah, that little that put excitement into it without just blasting and being louder. Forgive. That's so low. That's a D. So the range of this song. Here, can you guys see my piano? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I guess you can. Give. She was down on a D, way in the basement. Hear where that is in my voice. Right? Then she belts up to an F later on. Look at that range. That's over 2 octaves within this song. All with brassy, all with metallic access in the sound, not just using head voice. Next level. That is next level. She is next level. Let's keep listening.
The rage in me is terminal. there's no remedy.
Listen for her vibrato use.
To burn 'em all. I still got a job to do, my mission's incomplete.
I love that part. I just got a job to do, my mission's incomplete. I love the rhythm there. It's like a little bit kind of hip hop. It's kind of like rhythmic elements that we hear in rap, but still pitched. Da 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 da. Because she's still singing notes, right?
No remedy. To burn 'em all. I still got a job to do.
She got a little grit there. I still got a. That was kind of like vocal fry.
Terminal. There's no remedy. To burn 'em all.
Hear the doubling. Burn them all. You hear the people in the background. Oh, that's so good.
It's
Listen.
terminal. There's no remedy. To burn 'em all. I still got a job to do, my mission's incomplete. Only a traitor could consider making peace. The princess has to pay for
I love how live this is. So, right there, like, okay, I celebrate when I hear live singing. I love to celebrate it, and it's very natural in live singing, especially when you're moving around, got all these cameras in your face. There will be little notes that sound human, and there are a couple little notes that sound human in here, and I love that. I love that. I throw a party when singers have the courage to just sing live. It's rare. It's really rare. I'll just say that. I listen to a lot of music, and it's very rare.
what she did that day, for which she took away. Storms coming
Tone's changing. We're getting brassier, bigger.
that day, for which she took away. Storms coming, I can see the clouds. No running's gonna save you now. And
All right, so I know I stopped. You guys are like, tapped out. I had to stop. I want to talk about some stuff she's doing here that's so cool. So over where it says intervals down there, do you see how there's like a right angle? And then you can see there's like curly cues. That whole thing, intervals are about the way, what I mean by that when I bring that up is I'm talking about the way singers move between notes in a song. Da, 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 da. Those are intervals. Da, da. That's an interval between the two notes. As singers, we move between intervals differently. We add little stuff in there when we're singing, and stylistically, it changes what we add in there. Like jazz singers do that curly cue thing that I showed there. Da-dee, I've got you under. They do that little croony stuff, right? Pop singers don't. Yeah! It's very angular. It's like that right angle when pop singers sing. They do what I call pop scoops where, ha, yeah! It's like you go under the note you're going for and do a little, ha! Super normal thing you hear all the time in pop and in contemporary musical theater. And this song has more of like a contemporary commercial music vibe than a musical theater vibe. And in this show, there are lots of songs that have like musical theater vibe. The types of the stylistic diversity in all of Vivian Medrano's music that she uses in both Hell of a Boss and Hazbin Hotel. It's so good, and it's so diverse, and it's so appropriate scene to scene, Okay. I've been blabbing. Let's listen.
that day, for which she took away. Storms coming, I can see
Hear the pop scoops?
no running
Pop scoops?
gonna save you now. And all is gonna fall down like gravity, like gravity. Eye for an eye,
That was some grit. Vocal fry. Wow. Goosebumps again. God.
Like gravity.
Her upper access into that register of her voice is just bananas. It's so good. So she's up on a F. She's up there on an F. So to get that much brass in your tone that high, it's really hard. For most female voices, once they cross, and I mean like AFAB, assigned female at birth voices, when they cross the B flat into that B natural, the voice kind of thins out from like B to E. And it's like you can still be brassy here, but it has to get into a thinner brass. It's kind of like the big money high notes, like Celine Dion high notes. If you really analyze them, there's a thinner tone quality in those higher belts. It's more cutting, it's more pointing. It doesn't have all the depth, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't. And that's from like B to E. But then once you cross that E and you get into F and beyond, the voice has to start offloading more and more of that cut, that bite, that the edge caused by the metallic quality of the voice, the brassy quality of the voice, which is the thyroid muscle, if we're really nerding out. It's the muscle responsible. It's called TA dominance when you hear brassy tone in voice pad. She's up on an F, and that's really where the body's like, hey, bruh, release the thickening. But she was able to still keep some up there. Listen for that.
Like gravity, eye for an
Wait, let me-
hole, run, it's gonna save you now and always.
See, it's got cut on it, but also she's not like fighting her voice. She's not working too hard. I call that a masterful fake belt. It's got belty elements in it, but it's a little bit released to not cost a lot. She is a master vocal technician. No joke. Straight up.
Walk down like gravity,
A lot to learn from this singing.
like gravity, eye for an eye, yes, you won't be attacked. Blood movement, blood
So
movement,
badass, this song. I can't wait to figure out what this song's about.
yes, you won't be attacked. Blood movement, blood gonna get my hand wet. The blood's coming, now you get bled like gravity.
Everybody's up. Yeah.
You think you're hell's great savior. Will you still when I return the favor? Take the one you need. Make you
I love this little break here.
Will you break thinking how you couldn't save her? Wishing you were there when they needed you. The only soul who's ever completed you.
Wow.
Maybe then you'll get a little heated too and understand that this is what I need to do. Storms coming, I can see the
Man,
clouds.
she's good.
No one is gonna save
What a
you
performer,
now
too.
and always.
Ah!
Walk down like
So
gravity,
good. God.
like gravity. Eye for an eye, since you won't
You're that-
be attacked. Blood to men's blood, gonna
I'll
get
talk about
my
that in a
hand
second.
wet. The blood's coming, now you can't bear
Man.
tragedy, like gravity.
Man, she had more grit on the end of her little grit. All right, so let me just talk a little bit about grit here. Actually, I want to hear that high note one more time before I do.
Storm.
Actually, notice her tone quality diversity here. Like sometimes she's flipping into her head mix, sometimes she's brass, sometimes she's got more, like grit. She got the grit up to a level now where we start hearing the false chord. Okay, she's doing both types of grit. She's got false chord grit at times at the end here, and then she's got vocal fry grit. She pretty much like threw the kitchen sink, vocally, technically speaking, into this performance right here. Let me show you. So when we talk about grit up on the top there, I teach that there's two ways to put grit in your voice. Vocal fry, which is at the vocal fold level. You make this sound. That's vocal fry. You do that type of a thing, okay? And it feels kind of like the chords are a little more steely. There's a little more of a metallic-y tone when you do that, compared to when you add grit with your false chords. What are the false chords? The false chords are slightly above your real vocal chords, folds. Chords, folds, same thing. And when you sing with false chord grit, it's more of that type of a sound. And for the singer, you feel it a little higher up in the back of your throat than you feel vocal fry. She's using both types here in this singing, and I want to show you that. Check this out.
Needed to and understand that this is what I need to do. Storms coming, I can see the clouds. No one is gonna save you now and always.
Okay, pause on the grit talk. We'll keep talking about grit, but notice how stable she was on that F.
No one is gonna
Right here.
save you now and always.
She's not even working, but it's so impactful.
Gonna walk down like gravity, like gravity. I
There, that was vocal fry. You hear that one?
walk down like gravity, like gravity.
You can't do vocal fry and then sustain it while you hold a note. Vocal fry, and the reason is because your vocal folds are doing it. As soon as you go to a normal tone, the vocal fry goes away. False chord grit, though, you can hold a note and have that on the voice. So their functionality is different.
You won't be attacked. Blood to men's blood, gonna get my hands wet. The blood's
You can even hear a little slight distortion in the tone. So she's got her false chord grit now. Whenever you hear anybody having like what sounds like a distortion on their sound while they're holding a note, it has to be false chord grit, right? You hear that little bite on her voice. The audio's not as good on this YouTube one. It's better in the one when I played it straight off the channel. You can hear a little bit of the distortion in her tone. She is a vocal shapeshifter. Killer. She's a killer. I just had to celebrate her awesomeness. Yeah, I mean, man, what a vocal shapeshifter. And she also, one other thing you have to know about her too, she has a really high voice. Really high voice. Like, you know, and that helps her access some of that upper register stuff too. But it doesn't discount how impressive it is that she's doing this here. This is a vocal that needed to be celebrated. So fingers crossed that it doesn't get blocked when I upload it here. So I can share it with you all on YouTube. But I just wanted to, do something for the community. I've been just having so much fun with you all over on over here, you know. And I just did. So the way I do it is every Saturday I do a new Hazbin, and then throughout the week I supplement I'll do reactions to the songs I haven't reacted to for the community throughout the week, and I'll maybe put some up on YouTube, and then most of it all will live over here. By the way, I think there's, how many do I have? I think I have 30 things in my Vivian Medrano collection here. I need to change the name to just All Things Vivian Medrano. And by the way, it was just so lovely seeing her, because she in the show, you could see that they interviewed her in the Broadway show, and she was just like, she was so overcome with emotion, because you know that feeling of when you have people celebrating something that was in your head and loving it. It's just such a special thing. I wrote a musical once that was performed at a high school, and it was an incredible feeling. And I mean, that's just a small fraction, like a tiny fraction of the kind of feelings that Vivian's getting from having all of these like lovely, supportive people dressed in cosplay of the character she had in her head. I mean, just so cool. Anyway, sending you all good juju for the day. Hope you're all going to have an amazing rest of your weekend and week. And I'll see you over. If you want to come join the Patreon community, we'd love to have you. We have lots of chats around. We talk all throughout the week, both on Patreon and in Discord. I have a separate chat for my TV, film, music people, and musical theater people too. So see you in my next one. Cheers.